Yo, what is good, yo? It's your boy Ty, back here with another episode of our Start, Bench, and Cut series, in which you guys comment 3 players. I tell you which one I want to start, which one I want to bench, and then ultimately which one ends up getting a cut. Now, the reason I do this is because both current gen, next gen, so many opinions differ. So I want you guys, basically, I'm going to give you guys my opinion on every top card in the game. So like, you know, Oscar Robertson compared to Gary Payton, who do I like more? Might depend what gen you are playing on. But before we dive any further into any of these specific 3, if you are new to my channel and have not yet, please smash that subscribe button as we are on the road to 50,000 subscribers. So we're going to start it off here with my guy Claymon. He said Granger, Kobe, and Jimmy. Now, this one is one of the most complicated and complex questions that I guess I've been asked, because the hardest part about it is they each do their own thing. Because Danny Granger obviously is the best shooter, Kobe might be the best all-around player, and then Jimmy is kind of like Kobe, not as good of a shooter probably, but you know, maybe a better defender. So it's very, very tough. The way I would probably lean if 250k was today, I would probably start Jimmy, bench Granger, and cut Kobe. That's current gen. Next gen, probably start Granger, bench Kobe, cut Jimmy. They're so close. These 3 are so close. Granger, Jimmy can go either way. I haven't found that type of success with Danny Granger that a lot of people haven't, so that's why I'm not as high on him. But really, you could go any which way with these 3. The next comes in from my guy PJ, Ben Gordon, Colin Sexton, or Ben Simmons. So current gen wise, I think it is. Well, I'll cut Ben Simmons on current gen. I'm probably going to start Ben Gordon in bench Colin Sexton just because of the size. Now on next gen, I think it's tougher because Ben Simmons is elite on next gen because of how he can play. I'll still probably go Ben that same order on next gen, but just know if you can work with Ben Simmons, you don't have to cut him. It's just all your play style. But for me, both current and next gen, probably start Ben Gordon, bench Colin Sexton, and cut Ben Simmons. This one comes in from my boy Lep. He has Wade, Dischinger, and Reddish. So if we're talking about the shooting guard position, current gen wise, you got to start Dischinger, bench Wade, and cut Cam Reddish. Next gen, start Dischinger, bench Reddish, and cut Dwayne Wade. I'm sorry, Dwayne Wade on next gen just really isn't like that. This one comes in from my guy Christian. Current gen wise, you got AD, McHale, and Blake. I'm going to start AD, bench Blake, and cut Kevin McHale. On next gen, start AD, bench McHale, and cut Blake Griffin. He says current gen, we'll go over both current and next gen. Ben Gordon, Oscar Robertson, or Colin Sexton. So my Gordon and Sexton gameplay has to stay consistent, although they're pretty comparable, right? You could go 1A, 1B, which is basically what they are. I'm just going to give Ben Gordon the advantage because he's just that little bit taller. So current gen, I am going to start Oscar Robertson, bench Ben Gordon, and cut Colin Sexton. And that's the same for next gen, just because Oscar gives you the best of both worlds. Here we got one from Casual 2K Player, Opal T-Mac, Opal Jimmy, and Pink Diamond Danny Granger. I guess I gotta stay consistent. Opal, Jimmy, and Granger can go either way. Both current and next gen. You better start T-Mac. I get he doesn't have blinders, but he still is like that. So start T-Mac. On current gen, Jimmy and Granger are side by side. I know what I said earlier, but you can't really separate the 2. On next gen, give me Granger over Jimmy. Next question from G Torres on Twitter. Current gen, KD, Larry Bird, or Paul George. It's easy for me. I'm starting Paul George, benching Larry Bird, and cutting Kevin Durant. Again, Kevin Durant and Larry Bird might be close, but I think Paul George is who I'd start by a mile. Next gen wise, it gets difficult because I think Larry Bird is the best, so I'm going to start Larry, bench KD, and cut Paul George. So literally, basically, the exact opposite order. This one from my guy Sins, Dischinger, Kawhi, or Opal LeBron. And right now, as it stands with how Opal Kawhi is, I think it's very tough. The way I would personally go into a comp game, probably starting Dischinger, benching Kawhi, and cutting LeBron. Now, the reason I'm cutting LeBron on current gen is because his release is so inconsistent. On next gen, start Bron, bench Dischinger, and cut Opal Kawhi. This one from my boy Blasian has 7 likes, so you guys might want to hear my opinion on it. Terry the Dentist, Dischinger, Opal T-Mac, or Opal Jimmy Butler. Start T-Mac, bench the Dentist, cut Jimmy Butler. On next gen, same order. Honestly, the same order. I know, next gen's tough because the speed glitch isn't in the game. Honestly, on next gen, I'd probably go this order. Terry starting, bench T-Mac, and cutting Jimmy Butler. I mean, just because the Curry slot is that much more important on next gen. Next one, Dame, Wade, or Gary Payton. And this is probably a question that a lot of you guys have. Current gen wise, start Wade, bench Gary, cut Dame Lillard. Next gen, I'm going to go this way. Start Dame, bench Gary, and cut Dwayne Wade. I just absolutely cannot stand Dwayne Wade on next gen. This is an interesting one from Alex here. Or Adam here at the shooting guard position, Granger, Diamond JR, or Ben Gordon. So if we're talking about the shooting guard specific position, I'm going to start Granger, bench JR, cut Ben Gordon. Next gen wise, that exact same order. It's not that big time of Ben Gordon's bad. It's if you play him, I would just prefer that point guard position because at the shooting guard position, he's just that little bit small. This is a good one from JB here. Rudy Fernandez, Diamond JR, and Eddie Jones on current gen. Start Rudy, bench JR, cut Eddie on next gen. I don't really know because I haven't played that much. The one advantage I will give to JR on next gen is the fact that he's got Hall of Fame range. And because of that, I guess I'll start JR, bench Rudy, and cut Eddie Jones. This is an interesting one from KG2K. He says AD, Weber, and Porzingis. So this is the first Porzingis question I have currently seen. Current gen wise, start AD, bench Weber, and cut Porzingis just because I think Weber is just that a little more versatile. Next gen wise, I still think it's that exact same order. Now, next gen, Porzingis might be better than Chris Webber. I haven't played with Porzingis on next gen to know. But either way, trust me when I say start Anthony Davis. This is a question from Alex that I've actually been looking for. Gary Payton, Dwayne Wade, or Oscar Robertson. See, I like the Oscar one on next gen. Current gen is pretty obvious. Start Wade, bench Gary Payton, cut Oscar. On next gen, start Oscar Robertson, bench Gary Payton, and cut Dwayne Wade. The opposite order, and I think that's what makes these kind of start bench cut videos so fun. This is one for other budget ballers. Pascal Siakam, Jeremy Grant, or Richard Jefferson at that small forward position. I think I gotta start Jeremy Grant, bench Richard Jefferson, and cut Spicy P on both current and next gen. So it's an interesting one from Tony. Paul George, AK-47, or Antoine Jameson. This is tough. These are the questions that I hate doing this video about. So if everybody's fully badged on current gen, I think the way I have to go is start Anton, bench. I'm going to do this. Bench Paul George and cut AK-47. Next gen wise, I'll probably take that exact order. You could go any way with those three. This one for BSM is the first Boogie Cousins one I have seen. So Boogie Cousins, Kevin McHale, and Kristaps Porzingis. Honestly, for me personally, on current gen, I'm probably going to start McHale, bench Porzingis, cut Boogie Cousins. Next gen, it's probably going to be that same order, but again, I haven't used these cards on next gen, so it's really hard for me to give you an accurate representation. This one from Michael is such a good question. I'm going to say at the power forward position, AK-47, Zion, or Jameson. And the way I would go on current gen is starting Zion, benching Jameson, and cutting Andre Kirilenko. That's on current gen. Obviously, next gen, give me Jameson, AK, and then cut Zion Williamson. Next gen question here, Ben Simmons, Magic, or Oscar. Honestly, on next gen, give me starting Oscar, benching Magic, and cutting Ben Simmons. Just because I'm not even going to do current gen because it's pretty obvious the way I would. Honestly, on current gen, Magic and Simmons, they're neck and neck, but Oscar's a little bit above them. But the thing is, on next gen, you can make any one of these point guards work. Magic doesn't dribble slow on next gen. Magic is actually one of the most underrated players on next gen. This one comes in for Barrett, D-Wade, Barron, or Westbrook. I'm guessing he's talking about the pink diamond rust that's going to drop for the point guard spot on current gen. Start Wade, bench. I'm going to say bench Westbrook and cut Barron just because Westbrook's going to have showtime. Also, add a question, D-Wade and Westbrook as 1 or 2 or Barron. I always say D-Wade and Westbrook just because the thing is Westbrook is going to give you that showtime capability. This one is a good question here. LeBron, AK, or Jameson. Look, I don't love LeBron, but to compare him to AK or Jameson, I'm start. I got to start Bron on current gen. Bench Jameson and cut AK. That exact same order on next gen too. This one from Flip, badge Jaylen Brown, Danny Granger, or Rudy Fernandez. And honestly, if let's say everybody's badged out, start Granger, bench Rudy Fernandez, and cut JB. Both current and next gen. I just think Jaylen's that little bit outdated or outclassed by a guy like badged out Rudy Fernandez. Question for my budget ballers here: D'Lo, Fox, or CP3 all amethyst. Current gen wise, give me starting De'Aaron Fox, benching CP3, cutting D'Lo. Next gen, start CP3, bench D'Lo, and cut De'Aaron Fox. Not happy Mavs fan here. Wayne Embry, KP, or Boogie Cousins. This is tough. Like this might be one of the most difficult questions I've had to answer. I mean, realistically, Boogie's better than Embry, so the way I'd probably go is start KP, bench Boogie, cut Wayne Embry on both current and next gen. This one coming in from David, Diamond Gobert, Diamond Tim Duncan, or Diamond Brook Lopez. I think there are better alternatives out there for now, so I'll encourage you to look at guys like a Chris Bosh. But with these three guys here, I'd probably start Duncan, bench Gobert, and cut Brook Lopez on both current and next gen. This one is the last one I am going to do today. Hondo, Terry, or T-Mac. So the jack of all trades at that shooting guard position with these three right here. Honestly, if I was to go into 250K today on current gen, start T-Mac, bench Terry, and cut Hondo just because Hondo's that little bit small. On next gen, the way I think I would go is start Terry, bench Hondo, and cut Tracy McGrady. Alright, that is going to wrap it up for this week's episode of our start bench cut. A lot of these were more difficult than I really anticipated. A lot of it is because the Curry escape on next gen is so important without this speed glitch being in the game. So that's something to take into consideration when making your squad. If you're just on next gen, remember the Pro 2 Curry escape is very, very valuable, especially for a guy like LeBron who can even do that on next gen. But I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Comment down below, who was I wrong on, who was I right on? Let me know. Also, if you have any 3 players that you want to drop below, I'm sure some other people in the comments would be glad to help you out, or I might reply to a few comments and help you guys out as well. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys, and have a blessed day.